I have been working for a delivery company for the last couple years. The money isn't bad, but it means long days and late nights. Last year, coming up to Christmas, there was a night that I will never forget. I had finished delivering the last parcel after a particularly long day. It was late and I was exhausted and thought I was going to fall asleep. So I pulled up to a gas station to get coffee. It seemed pretty quiet and I was the only one there besides the shopkeeper, who was chewing tobacco on the bench outside. The second I stepped outside the car, the shopkeeper looked me up and down and said, "You ain't from round air, are you?" Without breaking eye contact. "No, I'm not. I live in the city. I was just delivering a package a few miles up. Just getting a coffee before I head home." "Well, it's a bit late to be round these parts, ain't it? It's a busy time of year. Christmas is around the corner." "I guessed as much. Come on inside and let's get you that coffee." He poured a liquid that seemed to resemble tar rather than coffee into a paper cup. I picked up a donut from a wicker basket and grabbed a $5 bill from my wallet. As I was doing so, I heard a loud bang coming from a door behind the counter. What the hell was that? "Oh, that's just my dog Jeremy. He gets all lonesome when he locked up all by himself." "Well, that's a hell of a big dog you have there." "Yeah, it's a fine dog. Good at hunting." "I don't suppose you go hunting often, seeing that you live in the city." "I've hunted pheasants once or twice with my Uncle Johnny. Never really liked it. Guess I just don't have the stomach for seeing dead animals." "Whereabouts do you live?" I told him the area, and as I did so he just stared at me and nodded his head. "Yay, I know the place you're talking about. I've been there once with my friend Carl. We was getting some supplies for the farm. When we went, I remember going down a road in the middle of the forest. Brought us right up beside the highway. This was just what I needed. A shortcut." "Where is this road you're talking about?" "Just drive on the road that you was on for about 20 minutes, then you'll see a little dirt trail. Follow that little road and it'll take an hour off your journey." "Wow, thanks. I best be on my way now." I began to wonder how I never saw it before. I handed the $5 note. "You better mind yourself. It's dangerous round these parts at night," he said while I poured the bitter coffee down my throat, wincing at the taste before walking towards the car. After about 20 minutes of driving, I saw the turnoff. It was almost invisible unless you were looking for it. After about 2 miles of potholes and puddles, the engine began to splutter before cutting out. I got angry and smashed my hand into the horn in frustration. Then I went to check the engine, slamming the door behind me. Clouds of smoke came pouring out from the bonnet. I tried to open it, but when I touched it, I burned my hand. I was stressed. Now I had to wait for a tow truck to pick me up. I heard a growl, then a loud bang followed by footsteps running towards me. I was afraid it was a bear, so I ran into the car and squeezed in behind the driver's seat so it wouldn't see me. In the distance, about 20 feet in front of me, I heard the gravel crunch. Something was walking on all fours towards my car. The sound of the steps got louder and louder until it was right outside my passenger door. My curiosity got the better of me, so I slowly turned my head. It was a moose. I was relieved and let out a little laugh and sat up. The moose was looking in at me, but then it suddenly jerked its head around as if it heard something in the forest. But before it even got a chance to move, it was dragged back into the dark cover of the forest. My heart jumped. What creature could even do that? Was a bear that strong and fast? Whatever it was, I wasn't too eager to meet it, so this time I crouched back down even further. My muscles were getting cramped and I could feel the ligaments on my thigh stretch. It was extremely painful, but I was afraid if I moved, the creature would have known I was there. My body practically cried out for me to move, but I didn't want to alarm whatever took the moose. I was in pain and was about to stretch, but then I heard a massive thud that caused the car to shudder. Something was on the roof. I could feel my heart pounding against my knee. I heard it moving around above me before jumping off and running away. I let out a sigh of relief. It was gone. Bang! Something crashed into the windscreen, sending glass flying all over the place. I wiped a few shards from my face and looked up and saw the moose head dripping with blood. Something must have ripped it clean off. Its antlers wedged into the window real good. There was a strong smell and I could feel vomit seeping up my throat. I scrambled back to the other side of the car. Something was dashing around inside the forest. I saw a blur leaping towards me before the car wobbled aggressively. It rammed into the door again. Then again. I thought it was going to break through. Then there was a light coming through the back window. I heard a gunshot, followed by an ungodly scream. I felt dizzy. My heart was racing faster than ever before. Then everything went black. I woke up in a hospital room with a blurry figure standing over me. "You feelin' alright there, pal?" It was the shopkeeper. "My head is killing me." "Where am I?" "Hospital. You were driven home and you had a little accident. It was lucky I found you when I did. There was nothing really wrong with me apart from a mild concussion, so they released me from hospital the next day. Everything was fine after that. I assumed everything that happened was a bad dream and that there was no creature. But after about a week I woke to something pounding against the front door at about 3 in the morning. I got a fright, so I grabbed a baseball bat from beside my bed and slowly made my way downstairs to see what was going on. I opened the front door, I stepped outside to look around. I looked down and felt the familiar feeling of vomit creeping up my throat. The same pair of lifeless eyes staring at me as that day in the forest. This time, the moose's antlers had broken off. The face was more decayed and had insects and larvae crawling out from the mouth and ears. Whatever I saw that day in the forest must have been real. And whatever was there followed me home. I don't know how and I don't know why, but it has targeted me. I hear it outside at night stalking me and running around outside. I don't know when it's going to strike. But tomorrow I'm going to grab a taxi to the gas station and get the shopkeeper to tell me what the hell is really going on.